welcome back to game night number 400, where it's time for guest game number 2. Surprise, the Mole is back. It's very exciting because I think everyone knows this is one of my favourite games. If you are joining us from our guests' communities, you are most welcome here. At some point, if donations start going a bit mad and alerts, I might put a pause on them just to concentrate on the game, because this is a little bit of a chatty game. And I like that. Thank you very much, Race Pro UK, for the £10 donation right there. I'll go back and check in on all of those and do announcements for them shortly. But it's I'm very delighted. I think we'll. I just had a note from one of my admins. We're currently in the green room, gang. But I think that's fine as long as no one else comes in the green room over the course of this game. I think we should be okay. But thank you for pointing that out to me. Right. Without any further ado, we're playing the Mole, and would you please welcome my guests? My guests! We've got Argic, Nico, Huds, Bricks, and Paulister. My dudes, my brothers in Christ, welcome to the Mole. How are you all doing?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah.
That's just for me. I like to hear a room full of people just making noises at me. This is the shape of things to come, I fear. I have got these guys all lined up to play the Mole. Now, the Mole you may not be familiar with, audience, because we haven't played this game for a little while on my side of things. But it's a perfect game for these guys who all know each other very well, and it's a little bit of a social deduction sus style game. And to make it extra spicy, the guys who are playing have picked the categories themselves. They have picked their own categories, and in each round, they're going to face a question on their own category. One of them, in each round, is going to be the Mole. Now, the Mole has different information. The Mole doesn't have to pick the answer and answer the question themselves. They can simply say correct or incorrect. So they are basically given a free pass to answering the question. However, they want to avoid detection, because if a majority of their peers accuse them of being the Mole at the end of the round, they are eliminated. If the Mole avoids detection, it's the player who scores lowest. Huds is already making accusations before the game begins. If they avoid detection, the player who scores lowest in the round will be eliminated. And I will be here along the way to needle them and ask questions. And just to clarify, at the front of the stream, I've got a spaniel here who wants to say hi. Just to clarify, nobody, not the admin team, not even me in the console, knows who the Mole is. Only the Mole themselves will know. So it's up to them to hide that information as best as they possibly can. I don't even think I've left a way for me to figure out who the Mole is in the game anymore. It's all hidden and behind the code. So there's no way I can know who it is. So without any further ado, the guys are going to join the Hackbox room. You are encouraged to join in as well. If you would like to play along at home, there is a website called hackbox.ca. Which you can go to at that link right there. There'll be an option when you first join to play in the to play as a player or to play as a background player or exclude. I would encourage everyone other than my 5 friends who are with me here to hit exclude. It shouldn't matter if you don't. If I program this properly, it should bring my guys in anyway. But just in the interest of my own sanity, if you want to play and you are encouraged to play along, then please do so. Without any further ado, join the game at hackbox.ca and use the room code LRQZ. I'm going to take this opportunity to say hello to Vital Canev, The Lupine One, Theocoma, Calliope, Xanon, and HUD601, and friends who are with me here. I don't know what names you're going to go for. I hope it's something vaguely resembling your own name so I can check. First of all, Arg, thank you first of all for that raid earlier on. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. I'm excited for this. I'm looking at your screen and I'm going, I really want that little box, like the little bar, just the ticker. I want that. I want that so badly. That looks so cool.
It's a cheap and cheerful thing off Amazon. It's only about 60 quid. I would strongly encourage it. The app leaves a lot to be desired, but it's really fun. It's a bit of a novelty.
Can you imagine giving Twitch chat control of it?
That would be the dream. That would be a recipe for disaster. Now, Arg, I know you've got a busy day, so I appreciate you taking the time out to come and join us here, but it's lovely to have you, so thank you very much. And there's another donation from the Lupine One. We are going to move on to Nico. Nico, hello, my dude. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm all right, and it's so weird. I said to Nico when we had the rehearsal on Monday, it's like looking at my brother because he's just the spitting image of my older brother, and
then we found out that we basically like almost like live or have
on top
near each other.
We live sort of very close by, which I didn't realise is the case. So it's good to have you. If we shout loud enough, we could probably talk to each other out the window.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But Nico, again, I know you've got a really busy schedule, so thanks very much for coming to join us. That sounds good to me. And we've also got my great friend Hud601. Hello, mate. How are you?
Hello, darling. I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well. It's the Hud601, who is in fact me, but not. It's sort of the running gag, isn't it?
It's very scary, isn't it?
We've got an awful lot in common. A lot of you from my side of things will probably know Huds. Huds has been over a few times in the past, co-hosting and various other things. How are you? I know you've done a few quizzes over here, Huds, but how's your knowledge at obfuscating information that you don't want to let on to?
Oh, easy. I'm a fantastic liar.
Okay. Is that a lie?
What a great thing to announce. Shut up, Arg. When we tested this, you kept thinking I was the mole, and every time I wasn't.
To be fair, so did I. I was going to start. Guys, if you're flickering on off, I know who you are, and I won't out you, GW Bush, but I do know who you are. If you don't stop, I will. Thank you. Turn it. You can do it. Press it once more to turn it red. Thank you. Now we're happy.
The real question I want to know is who is Haha Bumper Argic?
I'm glad you figured that out easily enough, didn't you?
Well, it will be revealed because obviously, just in the interest of not obfuscating that much, it's important to know who exactly you are. But Huds, great for you to be here. Thank you so much for joining us, and I know you've got a nuts weekend as well. So thank you for taking the time out. Appreciate it.
Honestly, nowhere else I'd rather be, mate.
Appreciate it. And also joining us is Ruffle Bricks. Bricks, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. What's going on?
It's we're playing a quiz. Quiz is happening.
Yeah.
As I tweeted last night, actually, the last big charity stream I did, which was a couple of years back, the night before was when I first discovered Ruffle Bricks speedrunning worms, and here we are, sort of just over 2 years later, and you're one of my guests, and it's lovely to have you here because
and I'm still doing it.
And he's still doing it. He's still doing it, but he does it brilliantly, and we love him for it. And I think he's going to be a fabulous addition to our panel tonight. Bricks, thank you for being here. And finally, we've got Paulista as well. Paulista, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
You sort of strike me as the sort of almost like the bridge between my association with the speedrunning community gang and with my own quizzing community, because you've been a sort of a long-time member of the Game Night and Tangential communities, but obviously you've got a big hand over in UKSG and other speedrunning events. So,
I mean, yeah, big hand is a thing of a bit underselling it there.
The biggest
or like
hands.
The biggest hand.
If UKSG is a floating island, I'm the island.
You are the island. You are UKSG. Well, it's fabulous for you to join us, and look at you bringing communities together. What a hero. It's and I think Paulus is going to be a fab addition to tonight's panel. I'm going to lock that lobby there, as much as I'm enjoying this music, and I'm hoping it's going to pick my 5 guys accordingly. So when you get the character, select which one you want, and go.
Yeah.
Okay, Paulus is in. Nico's in. Huds is in. Arg is in. Oh, heart in mouth moment right there it was. But it's all come out okay. You're not in the same order, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So, just a very quick overview of the rules once again for you guys here and for everyone at home. Gameplay takes place across 3 rounds. Each round has 5 multiple choice questions, each worth 20 points. At the end of each round, one player will be permanently eliminated from the game. At the start of each round, one player is secretly assigned as the mole. This player will be given different answering options from the other players, correct or incorrect, thus making their game significantly easier. We'll stress for everyone else, you will have a choice of 4 options. At the end of each round, all players secretly vote on who they think the mole is. If a clear majority, now for when there's 5 of you, that's 3 out of 5. When there's 4 of you, that's 3 out of 5. If a clear majority identify the mole, then the mole is eliminated. Otherwise, the player who got fewest questions correct is eliminated instead. So you've still got to answer, but the mole, here's the thing, if you're the mole and you get fewest questions right, there's no way out and you're totally scuppered at that point. So bear that in mind. You want to be good enough to not be last, but not so good as to arouse suspicion, if that makes sense. Or just be able to justify the answers that you give very, very well. In the event the scores are tied, the player who spent the longest answering will be eliminated. So if you're a slow answerer, that can count against you. Any players who fail to identify the mole will lose half the points they earned in the round. The mole will be reselected each round regardless of the outcome, though a player may be selected more than once. So if one of the players is the mole in round 1 and they survive, they might be selected again in the next round, but not necessarily. Just want to make that absolutely clear. And the Divine asks, thank you for that £25 donation. The 2 players who remain at the end of the round will progress to the final. At the end of round 3, will progress to the final where there's slightly different rules. You guys in here don't care that much about points, but playing along at home, there's pennies available and potentially a place on our leaderboard as well. So those are the rules of play. And I hope you're all ready. I'll tell you all about the categories in just a minute as we start with round 1. The very first thing we have to do, though, poker face is on, gentlemen. Let's re-roll the mole. The mole has been selected and everyone is being impartial, but they will have had a message on their Hackbox device, and so the mole is going to have different answering options, correct or incorrect. Right. Time to have a look at your categories. Now, you don't know each other's categories. That's right, isn't it?
No, we didn't. I mean, you'll know mine when it pops up, but, you know.
Well, let's take a look at what you've selected for the 5 categories, and these will permeate in the same order across each of the 3 opening rounds. You've gone for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Sonic the Hedgehog games, A Dealer's Choice, classical music and media, mathematics, and music from the noughties.
All right, that was Paulister that did maths, right?
Can you, Paulister, are you going to say? I'm not going to say.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
I'd like to nominate Paulister.
You'd like to nominate Paulister. Well, the one I will say, there was one player who elected not to pick a category and let me choose the category, which is what the dealer's choice one is. But I'm not going to say.
Definitely Raffle Bricks.
Maybe. If you want to,
Someone's been reading Discord.
Oh yeah, you did publicly.
Oh, did you say it publicly?
Yeah, but this just means that HUDs hasn't looked, so it's fine.
Well, maybe it'll come out in the wash, and as I probe you on your answers to the questions, maybe it'll come out in the wash as well. We're going to start with question 1, and the questions gradually get harder across the rounds, apart from the last round, which has its own difficulty curve. We'll start with question number 1 on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The last of the Infinity Stones, hint behind me, to be collected by Thanos, prior to which it was embedded in the head of Vision, what is the principal colour of the Mind Stone? Is it green, red, blue, or yellow? All 5 players answering. Just the 2 getting it right. Huds and Arg. Huds, are you across MCU stuff?
I love the MCU. I have seen every film, every TV show multiple times.
Okay, well, maybe that's a hint at who gave us that category. I don't know. 45% in total. That includes the audience game getting that one right. Let's go on. Just 2 players getting a point on the board. Next question on Sonic the Hedgehog games. According to the Wikipedia article List of Sonic the Hedgehog video games, which of these Sonic the Hedgehog games is considered a 2D platformer? Sonic Drift, Sonic Blast, Sonic Heroes, or Sonic Spinball?
Oh!
I'm hoping to see 5 green lights here. Oh, no! I don't want to just pick on HUDs, but how have you got this one wrong?
I couldn't remember which one Sonic Blast was.
Oh, mate.
How do you? Tiny window! Tiny whip!
I picked Spinball! I thought Blast was a 3D game.
No.
That's you and me, man. You and me, buddy.
No.
All of us.
Incidentally,
This is Wikipedia we're talking about.
Spinball is considered a pinball game. Sonic Heroes is Heroes is a 3D platformer. Drift is a racing game. Blast is considered a 2D platformer.
I am disappointed.
You're going to retract your Sonic
At least
speed
you got
run,
it correct.
You did get it correct, as did Bricks. Bricks, was this a lucky guess, or are you more across Sonic games than you let on?
No, Spinball's a pinball game, isn't it?
Yes.
Get that wrong.
It actually title, really, isn't it?
The title, yeah.
Well, on the other stones, by the way, red is reality, green is time, blue is space, and yellow is the mind stone, which I didn't give you before. Just 24% of our audience getting that. Let's see how we go to question number 3. Dealer's choice, classical music in media. In season 2 of the TV show Sherlock, we see a montage of Jim Moriarty breaking into the Bank of England, opening Pentonville Prison, and stealing the crown jewels, all set to which appropriate piece of music by Rossini. Is it the thieving starling, the thieving magpie, the thieving robin, or the thieving lark? All answers are in. 74% in total, including the audience getting that one right, and 3 of our hot seaters. Everyone has now got at least 1 point. Paulister, are you a big fan of Sherlock, or just know your operas?
Yeah, you could say that. Know a little bit of Sherlock, seen a little bit of it. For this question, it was just one that I knew it when I saw it. It just kind of connected the dots, and I got it. So yeah.
And Nico, who also got it right, is now going to hum it to us, aren't you?
Nope. Well, to be fair, like the thing I think about is like magpies, they like to get gold and silver and stuff like that, like the shiny things. So that's kind of like where I got the idea from.
Okay, that seems plausible. 2 more questions. Let's move on to the next one. This is on mathematics. Which of these mathematical terms is spelled incorrectly? Here we go. Hypotenuse, vinculum, camembert, abscissa.
I swear if I guess this right.
Paulus is the only one getting this one. Vinculum, 28% in total getting it. Vinculum is incorrect. It's actually the vinculum is what we were after there. Vinculum, which is the line used to divide a group of numbers, like the line over repeating decimals or parts of a fraction, for example. Paulus is the only one to get this right. You like maths?
I'd like to change my category.
You got it right, so it can't be bad. Camembert, for what it's worth, is a pie chart, if anyone knew that. Hypotenuse is the longest side of a right-angled triangle, and an abscissa is the x-coordinate of a point, which, of course, I'm sure you all knew that one. Paulus is on 2, Nico's only on 1, Hud's on 2, Arg's on 2, Bricks is on 1. One more question on music from the noughties. The 2008 club classic Sex on Fire was performed by which band? Kings of Leon, The Killers, Kaiser Chiefs, or The Kooks? Oh, what a beautiful chime. Beautiful chime.
Whoa.
Your pants are on fire. Kings of Leon. All 5 of you getting that. 79% of our audience as well. Yeah, Kings of Leon.
I take umbrage with the word performed.
I have to think it's an overrated song, but I probably listened to it too much when I was at uni. The Killers, perhaps better known for Mr. Brightside. The Kaisers did Ruby, The Angry Mob, and Oh My God, and other such ones. The Kooks, anyone remember them? They're an indie pop band from around the same time. They did She Moves in Her Own Way and Naive and not a lot else. But yeah,
they went to stage school.
They went to where?
They went to stage school.
They went to stage school?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I just remember the Kooks were constantly on E4 music in the morning.
Yes, they were. Oh my God, you're throwing me back now, dude.
Before school, stick on E4 music.
Weird memories.
Always the Kooks.
I can say that come the end of the round, Paulister has got 3, Nico's got 2, Huds has 3, Argic has 3, and Bricks has 2. Time for some discussion. So, we have to now, you have to think who knows more than they're letting on. I'm just going to go briefly down all of you. Paulister, a shaky start, but then picking up the pace in classical music and media, maths and music from the noughties. Could you justify not knowing that Sonic question?
I mean, I just fell to the trap. Because Spinball does have some platforming elements, so I thought maybe they've categorized it as platformer adjacent, ergo platformer.
Okay.
Also, don't ask me about that math question. That was a straight guess. I thought the Camembert was just like an impossible answer. So
I'm sort of amazed. No, it's a pie chart, apparently.
I just
Neat.
yeeted a guess, and I was just like, okay.
Seems to make sense. Nico, bit of a struggle. Only getting 2. The classical music and music from the noughties. Music seems to be your wheelhouse a little bit here.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly, as a DJ. So I know, obviously, Bricks I know is a DJ as well. I'm not sure about everyone else. Not fancying the maths or the Sonic or the MCU. Do you not know about the Vision?
MCU, I know nothing about, honestly. I thought I was same with Paulister. I thought Spinball had some platformy sort of stuff. I haven't really played Sonic Blast, so I didn't know.
Okay.
And maths. God, I'm terrible at maths. I hate maths. Anyway, it's fine.
Well, Huds, you're currently on 3. Now, I know that you seem to be very sus when we played the rehearsal game, but I don't know if it actually fell to you to be that at any point. Are you being sus now?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm always sus. So
getting the
who knows?
Sonic question wrong is well sus. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, is it though? Like, yes, I play Sonic games. Yes, I love Sonic games. The number of Sonic games I've played is still very small.
Okay, well, Arg, you also got 3. Little bit of a blip in the middle, and maths again, and the classical music, not really your area, but the others, no problem. Oh, he's going to speak.
That math was spelling. That was English. That was language. I disagree with that category. That category is bogus.
He's furious. He's absolutely fuming.
Yeah. So maths, not a clue. Classical music, again, no. I've always wanted to watch Sherlock, but I've never got round to it.
It's so good.
Marvel, I'm burnt out. Like, the only Sherlock I've seen is Robert Downey Jr.'s like film of Sherlock.
Oh yeah, the Guy Ritchie one. Yeah.
Which like links back to Marvel, like yay. But Marvel, Sonic, no problem. Maths, you cheated me. Classical movie, not a clue. And music from the 90s, I was working in a local game store and we were stuck with just standard radio. And you know when they just play the same 10 songs? Yeah, that's it. And you're just
sort
like,
of sticks with you
I
forever.
know this because it's the same songs. They're like, thanks. And then when you listed off the rest of them, like, oh, Mr. Bryce, I know that one too. It's like, I hate this so much.
Gives you
like,
so many
what are
bad
you doing?
memories. Well, it's going to come to Bricks. Bricks, again, you're one of 2 players with 2, so it's either going to be you or Nico who's in jeopardy at the moment. Did they just not fall your way, or just...
Listen, I can explain everything.
Okay.
Like, firstly, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you didn't make your camera larger, so I couldn't see the stones. With the classical music. With the classical music one, it's Sherlock. It's a postmodern show, so I thought Thieving Robin would be more up their street rather than something actually logical. I hate Stephen Moffat. And with mathematics, I'm a vegan, so I voted for Camembert because it shouldn't be there.
That would say is very, very reasonable. Well, I can tell you that, Bricks, it's you who are in jeopardy. So if we cannot collectively, i.e. 3 out of 5 of us, identify the mole, then Bricks, it's you who's going to be eliminated. But you are, of course, welcome to stay here and cause chaos and throw shade at everybody else for the rest of the game.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is the show's going to be worse if I go.
Well,
But don't go then.
in which case you need to find the mole between you. You have now got an opportunity to vote. You'll have a little device. An audience, you get to vote as well. And remember, you lose half your points if you don't identify the mole. And teams in the room, if 3 or more of you identify the mole will be eliminated. Otherwise, it'll be Bricks who's going. Final little formality that we have to do. Paulister, are you the mole?
No.
Nico,
I'm not the mole.
Nico, are you the mole?
Nope.
Huds, are you the mole?
No.
Arg, are you the mole?
No.
Bricks, are you the mole?
You wish.
Well, one of you isn't being quite honest, so it is time, 15 seconds, audience and players, to vote for who you think is the mole, and that time starts now. And And there we go, time up. So, first thing we need to check is if we have a consensus. Now, if we don't have a consensus, Bricks is going to be going home. If we do have a consensus, we need to hope it converges on the right player. So, is there a consensus? There is a consensus. 2 players have voted for Paulista, 3 have voted for Huds. Now, the question remains. We don't know who the mole is yet. If Huds is the mole, he will be leaving us. If Huds is not the mole, Bricks will be leaving us. It's time to reveal the mole. And the mole is... Oh, it's Arg! Fully evading detection there. Everyone throwing
Why don't
the
you
shade
learn
at
your
Huds
lesson?
was not Huds Arg. You played a deaf game and nobody thought you were the mole. Did you... but you've done a good job of getting incredibly frustrated at that spelling one, which obviously you could have gotten
because I'm legitimately frustrated. Like, that's a spelling one. That is legit frustration, though.
But you could have chosen to get that one right. I suppose that might have been a bit more suspicious. So, did you just sort of think I'm going to do well at the beginning and then throw off the trail, or did you play it honestly? Did you play the answers that you knew?
I played the answers that I knew. Like, it was a case of, like, I see the setup. This was the first time seeing the setup, and I'm going, It's like, just play it straight. Play it straight.
Well, it can be a very valid strategy unless you suddenly find you know a lot of them. Let's just take a look, see how our audience voted. Not many people thinking that it was... A lot of people thinking it's Huds.
Every time.
41.18% go for Huds, but unfortunately, only 20% going for Arg, who was indeed the mole there, which means everyone who did not vote for Arg is going to lose half their points. And sadly, it does mean, Bricks, we have to lose you from the game. Oh,
That's fine.
It's been an enlightening experience. It's been lovely having you. And,
hey, listen, I just want to watch these people flail with these classical music questions. Genuinely, that's the only reason I'm here.
It would be a lot of fun. You are, of course, welcome to stay here and throw shade at everyone else. But just before I eliminate your avatar, would you like to give a little promotion to your channel? Did I give you a shout out in the stream chat?
Yeah, Ruffle Bricks on Twitch, but I don't do anything there anymore. I review music now. Catch me on the RB sides on YouTube.
Good stuff. Bricks, thank you very much for joining us. And Palea, thank you very much for that follow. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. But Bricks, thank you for playing.
No worries.
And yes, do stay there and throw shade. Arg, starting with 60 points in the bank. We are down to 4 players. And after this, we will be down to 3. Same categories, but the first thing we need to do, let's re-roll the mole. The mole has been selected, and they are going to be not doing any sus faces, I hope. So, another 5 questions coming up, and they get a little bit harder. Or I think they get harder, but let's see if you agree. Starting with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Who directed the 2012 ensemble film Avengers Assemble? Joss Whedon, Taika Waititi, the Russo brothers, or James Gunn? Bricks, you are able to still play along with the game if you wanted to, just for your own gratification.
Oh yeah, look at that. There we go.
If you wanted to. Joss Whedon is the answer. 46% getting that one, including the audience game. The Russos did a couple of the Captain Americas plus Infinity War and Endgame. Waititi's done a couple of the Thor films, and James Gunn is the Guardians of the Galaxy guy. Nico, only one not to get that one.
I don't know MCU. I don't know. This is like a whole category I'm gonna fail at. It's a permanent.
You're missing out, buddy.
Hey, listen, can you switch my screen back on? I got this one.
To a degree, I'm burnt out on it, but yeah, it's like the first 4 are good.
Just give me my anime. I'll take that over MCU any day. Anyway,
Missing out is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I'll be honest.
Right, look, at the very least to Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame, maybe Spider-Man. And
I
then
don't
it
know
gets
what the hell you're talking about.
silly.
Anyway,
Moving on rapidly, a question on Sonic the Hedgehog games. Take a look at this.
Huds.
Which of these classic Sonic the Hedgehog zones has a different number of acts from the others?
Metropolis.
I already know the answer.
Metropolis.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Springyard Zone, Sky Sanctuary Zone, Metropolis Zone, Scrap Brain Zone.
You lied to me.
I did. I have lied to you.
It's not Metropolis at all. You can't take
could
it
you?
as a- I mean, I didn't know what
hang
question
on.
was going to
I'm
come
not
up.
in the game anymore. I've got no obligation to pay attention.
Scrap
Ben?
Brain Zone, yeah.
Go on.
Scrap Brain Zone has got 3 zones.
It's got
Three
3.
acts.
Metro's got 3.
Metropolis got 3. Springyard's got 3. Sky Sanctuary's only got 1.
Technically, it's got 2.
No, it's got 1.
No, it has 1.
It's got 1.
Knuckles is counted as Act 2.
Yeah, but that's if you go to Dave menu.
Okay,
Oh,
Hunt, what's the question? Which has
Shut
a
up.
different number of acts? It's still that one. Yeah, I thought you was all going to fall into the Metro trap because Metro, as you know, is the only zone in Sonic 2 to have 3 acts. All the others have 2. But Springyard in Sonic 1 has got 3. Scrap Brain has got 3.
Jesus.
Sky Sanctuary has only got 1, unless you're Huds, in which case it's got 2. But it's still the correct answer. 17% getting that. And only Arg anticipated where the question was going and then reading the question and throwing everyone off the scent. Great play there, Arg.
yeah. It was the
wait,
moment.
read
The
them?
moment you gave us more than 1 Sonic 1 level, it's like, oh, because they've all got 3
Yeah.
apart from Final Zone. It's like, you cheeky.
I thought you got to pay attention. On we go. Dean's choice. Classical music in media. Let's take a look at this. Taken from the tone poem Also sprach Zarathustra, the opening titles of the 1968 Kubrick epic 2001: A Space Odyssey features which piece of music by Richard Strauss?
Oh, see, I'd know this one.
This is.
Dusk, Sunrise, Light, or Elysium?
You're right,
I know the song in Trombone Champ, but I don't know this.
Everyone knows it!
No, but I don't know the thing.
Sunrise. It's Sunrise is the answer. Yeah, epic music is epic, is all I've written there. Paulista and Nico getting that one right. So Paulista and are currently on 2. Nico and Hud's on 1. Did you know that one, Paulista, or were you sus?
Educated guess.
Educated
honestly.
guess. Okay, well that makes sense. That's a good
I
educated.
thought it was
Start
the
of the
Rolf
film.
Harris song.
What song?
Anyway,
And if
carry
it's
on.
the same thing like the
Have you not seen that scene where like they literally play that song and it is literally a sunrise coming up?
Yeah.
No, I've only I know the name from Trombone Champ because that's
Video games.
Put together.
Well,
to be fair, if it's the same song that is like that we are humming along earlier, that it's giving the vibe of Sunrise. So
Yeah,
It is very sunrise-ish. We're going on to question 4. This is a mathematics question, not a language question.
Is
I
that?
promise.
Is that?
Let's have a look.
What, it's 2 plus 2?
Which branch of mathematics is concerned with the study of continuous change? Is it trigonometry, calculus, algebra, or geometry?
Huh?
I think you need to repeat the question.
Which branch of mathematics is concerned with the study of continuous change? It's calculus. Paulissa, the only one to get that one right. Very well played. Yeah, so geometry is shape. Trigonometry concerns itself with the relationships between lengths and angles of triangles, and algebra is equation manipulation, so A equals B plus 4 or whatever. 64% of our audience getting that in total, 64%, and Paulista in the game, who takes the lead of our highlight players with 3. Nico and Huds with some catching up to do, both on 1, Arg currently on 2. One more question on music from the noughties.
Finger boys.
Released in 2002, the song Evergreen was the best-selling single of the noughties and featured the winner of which TV music competition? Is it Pop Idol, Pop Stars The Rivals, The Voice, or The X Factor?
Yeah, put my screen back on. I got that one right.
You got that one right. Pop Idol is the answer. Oh, Nico. Nico slipping up, finishing on 1. Everyone else has got... in fact, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was... anyone know who the winner was?
Will Young.
Yes, it was Will Young, Evergreen. Pop Idol was 2002. Pop Stars The Rivals begat Girls Aloud and One True Voice. And X Factor didn't start until 2004, and The Voice UK wasn't until 2012. So, a good disparity in the scores at the end of round 2.
Wasn't there a phone line scandal for that one because people couldn't vote for
there
Gareth
was, yeah.
Gates?
I was going to say, wasn't this the whole thing with Will Young and Gareth Gates?
Yeah.
And then they both ended up doing their own things anyway.
Yeah, they ended up being 1 and 2, Will being 1, Gareth being 2, and they both went on and had fairly successful careers off the back of that.
And now you can't hear either of them.
Now you don't know where they are, yeah. Interesting scores. Interesting to see that, Nico, you are in jeopardy as the one with the low score. What happened there?
Everything, everywhere, all at once happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from right answers on 4 of the questions, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Look, when it came to like the pop shows and stuff like that, I don't know. Like, I never really paid too much attention to it back then. I don't remember Will Young or Gareth Gates. Like, the memory's gone from them. I don't know where they've gone now.
I think I'd better leave right now.
Before I fall any deeper,
That's the
my,
one.
My scores.
Well, Nico, I think you're going to be fairly safe from suspicion because if you are the mole, then that's not a particularly good play. Huds, on the other hand, getting the first one and the last one. Do you get the first one right, and then you're getting a little bit sort of, oh, I should probably get one right, or did they just fall like that? Again, missing the Sonic question.
Yeah, I should know better by now what you do when it comes to writing questions. I should have seen
Especially when
the
I-
obvious fake.
Especially when I know I've got Sonic knowledge people in my game.
Yeah, I blame Argic.
I mean, I did beat you
He
on that
lulled
one,
us into a false sense of security.
We were, yeah, I'm a bit of a douche.
Well, to be fair,
I went for Metropolis straight up. So.
You did anticipate it very, very well, Argic, because obviously you didn't know you picked
No.
your category, whether it was that one or something else. But you haven't seen the questions in advance, so that's good knowledge to anticipate what I might do with a question that looks like that and to lull everyone off the scent. Is that just an additional bow in your arsenal to being the mole, or were you just really smart that round?
Listen, you know I'm the one that put Sonic. You don't have to hide that. I'm the one that did
Okay,
Sonic.
now that's on
we
the
know
record.
this.
We're on
we
the record.
know this. But no, there was a case of my mind immediately went, it's like, you're going to pick Metropolis. But as I said, the moment I saw 2 Sonic 3 levels, it's like, you sneaky. Because
Sneaky
they're all
Pete.
3. And it's like, uh-huh.
Well, Paulus, you've done the best out of that round, getting 4 right. I mean, that's a fairly sizable chunk of answers. Just again, slipping up on the Sonic one. Did you know that, but get lulled into Argic's word trap?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you know what? Free point. Let's go. I'll listen to the mole again.
Oh, the shade is being thrown. Accusations being thrown
Yeah,
at Argic.
yeah.
Well,
Okay, listen, Flush, a very important thing. I'm going to do this like the voice, and when I hear the sound of who I think is the mole, I'm going to turn around.
okay.
Hello, it's me. He's not turning around. Why is he not turning around?
Well, let's find out. We're going to go through and ask the question that we always do. Paulister, are you the mole?
No, I'm not the mole.
Okay, that took a minute, but okay. Nico, are you the mole?
I'm not the mole, no.
Huds, are you the mole?
I am not the mole.
Argic, are you the mole?
I'm not the mole.
Well, I will clarify. Brix has planted his flag where he thinks it is, but none of them knows other than the mole, including me. I don't know who the mole is either. It's time for you to vote in our audience at home and in our game. And a reminder, you must identify the mole. 3 out of 4 of you must identify the mole in order to eliminate them. If you do not, then it will be Nico going home. 15 seconds, time to vote. Who's the mole? And the votes are in. Vote in your audience as well. If you want to keep your points, identify the mole. If you fail to identify the mole, you will lose half your points. And there's time up. So, first question we have to ask. Is there a consensus? I don't know yet. I have a feeling there might be, but let's see. No, there is no consensus. You've split the vote. 2 of you voting for Demolister and 2 of you voting for Haha Bumper. So you've split the vote, and it means we are going to lose Nico, and the mole has evaded detection. Don't reveal yourself just yet. We will reveal you formally in a minute. It does mean we're going to lose Nico, sadly, from the game. But again, as with Brix, do stay here and throw shade. But before we go, Nico, you think it's Paulister? Let's see.
I feel like his maths answers of correctness is his molestation situation.
Molestation.
So you should be very careful. With
that sounded almost a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, a little
there.
bit. I was like, wait a second. Oh boy. Anyway, moving on.
Well, let's see if you can at least have some joy in elimination and that you did identify the mole, or if it's going to be double sadness knowing if you had gone the other way, you could still be here. As we reveal, who is the mole? Boom, boom, boom. It was again.
I know it. I gave you every opportunity. I span around when Arg spoke.
Yeah, you did. You did.
You're getting no more help from me. Jesus
You know what's
Christ.
funny? My gut said Pollister, and I was going to vote Pollister all the way up until Rufflebrick spun around and went, no, that's a logical man there. It's definitely Arg.
Because as if I'm gonna go 4 out of 5, and that will be my mole play. Like I'm not gonna be that obvious. Come on now.
Yeah, I think I have to say I thought it was Argic there as well. I didn't want to plant my flag anywhere, but Arg, you have evaded detection. So
I don't know how. Like I shouldn't have. Like I messed up there.
I mean, obviously it's you. It's a good game to point the finger at Paulista there. But Nico, it was, if you'd gone the other way, we could have had such joy and seen him go. But alas,
It's a shame.
it is.
Come on,
It is.
no
What a shame.
Yes, it is indeed. We are going to give you a quick shout, and again, please do stay here and throw shade at the remaining players. But just before you leave the game, I have to wait 46 minutes before giving. Oh no, that's before because I've typed the wrong thing. Nico,
that's a log ad break.
yeah, that's there we go. There's a shout out. Nico, tell us all about what you do and to everyone at home.
Yeah, sure. I play a variety of games. I speedrun. I play games with weird controllers. I do like DJ decks and all this sort of stuff like that with a camera and all the things. If you want to see more, Nico on Twitch. And good luck to the rest of the contenders.
Indeed. So, Nico, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's just take a look at how the audience voted on. Were they drawn into Arg's web of lies?
Yeah. No. They couldn't be.
41%. You were.
Why do you keep voting for me?
This is exactly like Amogus. I'm always right and no one believes me.
I believed you.
No one important believes me.
Wow.
Can a guy not be it this time? Like, please? I don't like it. It's stressful.
As
I
a
don't
person
like
who voted
it.
with you,
I have to say, it's
Ruffled, as a
triple-
person who voted with you, I'm insulted.
it is triply stressful being the mole in the next round because only 2 out of 3 have to ID you, and traditionally the mole. Anyway, well, you'll find out when we get there. Arg, you did evade detection, but not from our audience. A plurality of our audience did think it was you. Nico, thank you for playing. Stick around for the chat, but for now, it's goodbye.
So, my current bag 60.
Yes, you still get points for answering questions correct, even after elimination. So, Arg on 120, Demolster on 110, Huds on 70. But we've got one more round before we get to our final showdown between our 2 survivors. First thing we need to do, is it going to be Paulista? Is Paulista going to be telling porkies? Has Huds had his day? Is Argic averting from the truth? That was a reach.
Yes.
It's time to re-roll the mole.
Considering the amount of roguelikes I play, that's actually really good.
And the mole has been selected. It's either Paulista, Huds, or Arg. Only they know who they are, not even I know. Score saying the mole could still be Arg. That is very true. It could be Arg for a 3rd time, or it might be Huds, or it might be Paulista. Let's go on. Round 3. Starting with the question on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which of these films featured in Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Is it Thor the Dark World, Spider-Man Homecoming, Doctor Strange, or The Incredible Hulk? And there's our 3 answers in. Ooh, 2 out of 3. Hudson are getting this. Thor the Dark World. Just 39% of our audience getting this one, so a harder one for our audience. Paulista missing out on this one. Doctor Strange and Homecoming were Phase 3, Hulk was Phase 1, and Thor the Dark World Phase 2. Well done there. Question 2 on Sonic the Hedgehog games.
I'm watching you, Huds.
I'm not going to say anything, but Arg, if you want to say Metropolis at this point, you're welcome to. Which of these Sonic the Hedgehog supporting characters made their video game debut most recently?
Tails.
Is it Amy Rose, Knuckles the Echidna, Shadow the Hedgehog, or Big the Cat?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I know.
3 are in. Well done, all 3 of you getting there. Shadow the Hedgehog, 55% getting it. I have to say, despite writing this question, I feel like this is one I'd have gotten wrong. Shadow didn't debut. In fact, let's test you out. Arg, Shadow the Hedgehog debut game?
2002 was it? Just Sonic. No, wait, no, sorry. 1999. It was SE2.
Sonic Adventure 2,
yeah.
2001. Very good.
Right, okay.
HUD's Big the Cat debut game.
Genuinely don't know, but I would assume Sonic Adventure.
Yes, Sonic Adventure 1, 1998 on the Dreamcast. Paulister, Amy Rose debut.
Why didn't Huds know?
In my heart, it was Sonic Heroes.
So it wasn't. So no, it was Sonic CD in 1993.
Yeah,
It
not
did
even
appear.
close.
Did appear in the manga a year earlier. And Knuckles the Echidna, of course. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from 1994. Why didn't Huds know what, Brooks?
Why didn't Huds know that Sonic Adventure was where Big the Cat came from?
I don't play the 3D games.
It doesn't.
Buddy's my
I don't
favorite
play
one,
any
buddy. Where are you, buddy? With my friend.
It's
it's found it all
2-2.
again.
Scores are 2-2-1. Here's another question on classical music in media. Bricks, you'll like this one.
Yay!
When deploying a holy hand grenade in Worms Armageddon, an extract from a piece of music by which composer can be heard? Is it Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, Mozart, or Handel?
Oh no, but I know this song.
Hallelujah.
That's the one. Oh no, we've all got it wrong.
Didn't you ask us this in the test game?
I might have asked you this in the test game as well, or,
was
or
there,
at least
but like-
mentioned it. It wasn't a question, but I certainly mentioned it in
definitely got
passing.
I still can't get a handle on it.
Hey! Very good. Yeah, George Frederick Handel, it's from The Messiah. And as ever for my community, who are putting the meme in chat, it's never Tchaikovsky. Never, ever, ever. Bad luck, all of you getting that one wrong. Let's move on rapidly. Question number 4, something about maths for y'all.
God.
What is the reciprocal of 4?
Oh, sod off.
Can you tell us what the reciprocal is?
I'll tell you after the answer's revealed. The options, 1 over 4, 0.4, 256, or negative 4.
I got it right.
Did you
I'm
get it on that one, Briggs? Oh, Arg and
God bless.
Paulist are getting this one right. Hud's getting it wrong. And 72% of our audience, 1 over 4. Yeah, the reciprocal, simply put, the reciprocal is the multiplicative inverse. So 1 over x.
Speak English, damn it!
That is as English as it can be. That is what it is. So 1 over x, the reciprocal would be x. So 1 over
It's
4,
all
the
Greek to
reciprocal is
me.
4. Yay! Very good.
I'm proud of this. I had a 1 over X chance of getting this right.
Hey! Very good. So, Arg with the lead at the moment and likely to garner more suspicion than others, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with this last question. Music from the Naughties. Take a look.
Thank you, boys.
One of the biggest hits of 2005, which of these celebrities did not appear in the music video for the comic relief re-release of Tony Christie's hit Is This the Way to Amarillo?
Metropolis.
Was it Paddy McGuinness, Noel Edmonds, Michael Parkinson, or Tony Christie? Oh, just in the nick of time there. Just I was getting it. Noel Edmonds was the right answer. Mr. Blobby shows up, but not Noel Edmonds. Yeah, very much so. 49% of the audience getting this. Yeah, Mr. Blobby turns up alongside Jim Bowen. Whilst it was principally Peter Kay miming, Tony Christie does have a little cameo in it. Michael Parkinson turns up twice alongside Ronnie Corbett, and a very young-looking Paddy McGuinness turns up at 53 seconds. Other cameos include Brian May, Roger Taylor, Deirdre and Ken Barlow from Coronation Street, and Kurt Bride and William Roach, Danny Baker and lookalikes of Gandhi, and Cliff Richard. There's something else I've written in my notes, which I'm not going to say, but people are probably thinking I'm not going to draw attention to it. Noel Edmonds was the right answer, and that is the end of round 3.
Very young looking Paddy McGuinness.
Very young looking Paddy McGuinness.
He looks 4 years old.
He does look, not quite that young, but yeah, he looks a lot younger than he does now. So, this is interesting because Paulister, you're on the back foot here. As getting the most wrong. So it's unlikely that you're the mole at this stage. Where does your
won't vote for me?
Where does your suspicion lie, Paulister?
I kind of feel like there's not much that can separate Huds and Arg. Arg is probably just playing it straight again if he's the mole. Huds probably tried to get that last question in as correct to secure not last place, at least. Or maybe play for the tiebreaker.
Huds, would you like to speak against that?
With everyone?
That's a solid point. Solid point.
You know your lovely meme about Tchaikovsky?
Yeah.
After this game, I want you to replace that face with mine.
It's never Tchaikovsky, but Huds.
No, it's never.
No, it's never Huds.
It's never Huds.
In any case, it feels like.
Sorry, Paulister. Sorry, Paulister. Just finish up, Paulister.
Yeah, just I need to find them all.
You do. You really do. You really do. You're working on the assumption that perhaps Huds and Arg are going to vote for each other. I don't know. It would be very silly for them to vote for you, because if you are the mole, you're out anyway. Arg, what do you think? Give us something.
I mean, you're all setting logic there, and I'm sitting there going, like, these are all great ideas about... can I just answer the questions?
I mean, you've been the mole twice already, so...
I have.
Deeply sus that you're finishing...
I asked not to do it for a third time. Did it listen to me? I don't know.
Well, I think we both know you do know, but you're not likely to say. Nico Bricks, final words to you. Where are your suspicions lying at the moment?
You'll find out.
I'm going Huds. That's what I'm going to say.
Nico's put a Phineas flag in Huds. I mean, statistically, it's unlikely to be Arg 3 times in a row, but let's ask the question. Paulister, are you the mole?
Nope, I am not the mole.
Huds, are you the mole?
No, I'm not the bloomin' mole.
Arg, are you the mole?
I am not the mole.
Well, one of you isn't being truthful, and it's time for you in the game and you in the audience to vote. Please vote now. Who is the mole?
I mean, there is only one person I can vote for. It makes sense. That's right, I voted Paulister.
That would be a mad thing to do. But
has it ever happened before, though?
Yeah.
Wait, it has?
Yeah, it's. I tend to stress that rule when we play. In the past, people have voted for the lowest player.
I mean, yeah.
But when it was new, and I'd say yeah, just I think once. But it's likely we're going to have a consensus here. But the deciding vote is basically going to fall down to Paulister, assuming Huds and Arg are doing the logical thing. Let's take a look. There is a consensus, and it has fallen on Huds. 2 votes for Huds and 1 for Arg. Well, Huds, if you are the mole, you will be eliminated. Paulister, if Huds is not the mole, then it's going to be you who's going to be eliminated. Arg, you are in the final, but who are you going to be playing against? Let's find out as we reveal the mole. He did it again! He's done it again!
I told you!
Paulister, you've gone the wrong way!
I don't want to be the mole! Oh my gosh! It's so stressful!
It's the best mole play yet.
What's that thing like in roulette where you think that previous results affect future results, but they don't? Argic being picked again has nothing to do with him having been picked previously. It's random.
It is random, but it is statistically unlikely that he would be picked in the first
gambler's
round and the
fallacy.
second. No.
This is the Monty Hall problem. Like, you're thinking about the goats behind the door, don't.
Although I don't know, because statistically, yes, each round he is as likely as he was in the previous round, minus the one other person. So round 1 was 1 in 5, and then 1 in 4, and then 1 in 3. However, the odds of him being picked 3 times consecutively is 1/5 times 1/4 times 1/3, which is a much, much smaller probability. As
Yes,
is
but
being
he just
highlighted.
behaved like a mole every single time.
He's right.
played so well.
I don't know what to do.
Is this
Like, what
what-
do you mean I've played well?
Just
What
by the
said I
fact
played
he's hated
well?
it. No, you have. You've played a cracker as the mole. We don't know whether you're the
Yeah.
mole or not.
No, he hasn't. I
Nobody
would have
knows
voted him
like
out
Got
on
the
day
maths
one.
question right. How did he know that?
Because I guessed 1 of 4.
He hasn't
Bollocks.
played a cracker. The rest of you have played awfully.
Well,
I mean, that's true, but still, come on, man.
I'm just going to bring things back to order. There's not too much yelling going on here at the moment. Let's take a look how our audience thought. Did our audience think it was Arg, or did our
Yeah,
audience think it
they've
was
got
Huds?
to. No, they've got to have thought it was me.
Oh, for the love.
Who voted for me?
Everyone
Look,
thought
even
it
the
was
audience
Huds.
don't get it.
Why?
61% thinking it was Huds. I'm not sure what the 8% who thought it was Paulus were thinking. He was playing a very, very Galaxy Brave strategy there, apparently. But yeah, that's how the audience played it out. But it does mean, sadly, that you've picked Huds, but it wasn't Huds. Huds was not the mole, and he didn't have the low score, which means, Paulus, we have to lose you from the game. I'm so sorry. You couldn't find the right mole at the end there. But is there anything you would like to say before we lose you from the game? And thank you for that follow, Dozy Lion. Paulus, tell us all about your stuff.
Well, and when I get an internet this Wednesday, for real this time, I will be able to stream some speedruns, mostly precision platformers, indie games, and the like. Besides that, check me out on UKSG, go watch ESA, go watch NSG, which has an event this weekend as well. Yeah, catch me in speedrunning marathons or on my stream, twitch.tv/Paulister for a chill time.
Thank you very much, Paulus, and thank you for being with us this afternoon. We do have to lose you from the game. Big Dave, thank you for that follow as well, which means it's Huds and Arg in the mole final.
I demand apologies from everyone in chat.
You're all banned.
I can't believe they doubted my comic relief knowledge.
Okay, slightly different rule set for the final. Huds and Arg, here's how the final works. The remaining two players now go head-to-head in a battle of knowledge and wits. The player with the highest bank starts in control of the game, that's Arg, and will face up to 5 additional questions. The controlling player will have 5 options per question, the standard 4 answers, and an additional option of correct. If you don't know, you can just press the correct button, and it's right. Easy, right? However, if they are incorrect, control switches to their opponent and we move on to the next question. If they are correct, however, their opponent will have to determine whether they answered fairly or not. If they so choose, the non-controlling player can accuse their opponent of taking a free answer. If the controlling player is rumbled, they lose the game immediately, and we don't play out the rest of the questions. If the controlling player is falsely accused, they win the game immediately. So that accuse button is very powerful and it will end the game, Huds Arg, if you press it. If no accusation is made after a correct answer, gameplay continues with the same player in control. If question 5 is reached, the accusing player will have to make a decision to accuse without seeing whether the controlling player was correct or not. Now that's a really interesting quirk. So if we get to question 5, you have to then decide to accuse the player or not without seeing whether they were right or wrong. So it adds an extra spicy thing to the mix. After 5 questions, if no accusations have been made, the player in control wins the game. And I encourage needling when the accusation button goes live. For our audience playing along, in the lobby game, players receive 20 points for a correct answer. Now, if the controlling player is correct, players, you may choose to accuse them of taking a free answer. This is our lobby players, not our hot seat players. If you make a correct accusation, you get another 20 points, in addition to the points you got for getting a correct answer. If you make a false accusation, though, you lose 20 points. So it's very possible for you to lose points, audience players, in this round. So do use that accusation button with caution. Happy with the rules?
Yep.
Right. Same categories of questions, so we've shuffled the order and the difficulty curve is its own thing. So it will start with an easy one and gradually get harder as it goes on. Arg.
If you said you weren't happy with the rules, you would have changed them.
Yes, I would have changed it right here. I would have stopped the game and redone the logic to make it. But you've missed that opportunity now, I'm afraid. Which is...
What a shame.
Never mind. Arg, you are starting in control. And the
This
first
is the
category...
first time this has happened.
Yes, the first category is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you'll get your 4 options and your correct button if you want to press it. But if you know it yourself, you might want to just play the correct answer. It's up to you. Here's a question. And Huds, you are still able to answer even when you're not in control if you want to build up some more points. Portrayed by Evangeline Lilly, who is the alter ego of the superhero Wasp? Sonic Ichigo 5962, thank you very much for that follow. Portrayed by Evangeline Lilly, who is the alter ego of the superhero Wasp? Joy, Grace, Verity, or Hope? Arg wasting no time.
Something wrong. I don't have a correct button.
Only Arg has that option at the moment. The answer is Hope, and I have nixed the percentage so that there is no sense of how many players got this one right in the audience game, and because we discovered during the rehearsal game that it basically gave away the twist because there weren't any
How
audience
did you
players.
find that one out?
Because we only had one player answering, and so it told us they were right when they shouldn't have on question 5. Another option I could have put down there is Faith, which is also available as a 5th option for virtues that double up as female given names. But Hope is the answer. Hope Van Dyne, I believe. Let's see, first of all, was Arg correct? Yes, he was. Now, Huds, decision is yours. Did he get that off his own back, or did he press his free answer button? You'll now have an opportunity to accuse. If you accuse, and Arg got there on his own, the game is over, Huds, and you lose. If you accuse, and Huds cheated to get there, then you win. If you leave it blank, we continue, and Arg will get another question. 15 seconds to make up your mind, Huds, and that time starts now.
See, here's the thing. I kind of feel like Arg would press the correct button at the beginning to test to see if I'm willing to accuse him. But then he should know the characters in the MCU. And I don't think he'd be that dumb to try me on the first question. So I think he did this on himself. I ain't accusing.
Okay, letting that time run out. I know that accuse button is very tempting to press. Let's find out. Did Arg get there under his own steam, or did he have a helping hand? He was sneaky.
Oh, you sod. Oh, he is playing that game.
He snuck under the radar. I've been saying for so long, I'd love to have an easy question that's obviously he knows that answer, but he's... Did you know that?
Yeah. Listen, I've watched every single MCU right now. It's why I'm complaining about it so much.
You're playing 4-dimensional chess here. They knew the answer, but they're going to cheat it anyway.
Yeah.
Arg is playing circles around all of us.
Oh, you really is.
He's the puppet master, isn't he? Well, Arg, you are still in control, so you're going to get another question, and this one's on mathematics. Let's take a look. A bag contains 7 blue marbles and 7 red marbles. If 2 are drawn without being replaced, what is the probability that Arg is the mole? No, what is the probability that they are both the same colour? I'll give you that again. A bag contains 7 blue marbles and 7 red marbles. If 2 are drawn without being replaced, what is the probability that they are both the same colour? 4 options, plus your correct button if you want to use it, and they are slightly under 25%, slightly under 50%, exactly 25%, or exactly 50%. One second. Ooh. Just in the nick of time. Slightly under 50%. The way we work this out, basically, is that we don't care about the first choice because that's 50-50. All we care about is does our second choice match with our first choice. And our second choice is a 6 out of 13 probability, putting it at around 47-ish%, slightly under 50%. Well done if you got that in the audience game, but let's find out. Did Arg get that one right? He did not. No, not your area?
I worked that out a completely different way there, and I was like, I know I need to half it, but then I need to make sure the colours are wrong, and it's like panic button press.
Yeah, you were rather running out of time. So you lose control, and control goes over to Huds for question number 3. Let's take a look on Dealer's Choice Classical Music in Media. Huds. And Arg, again, you can answer this one even though you're not in control for extra points. The soundtrack to the indie hit Untitled Goose Game prominently features piano music by which French composer, whose other more famous works include Prélude à l'après-midi d'enfant and Clair de Lune. Options are Eric Satie, Claude Debussy, Hector Berlioz, or Maurice Ravel. And there's time. Claude Debussy was the answer. Oh, HUD's giving us a reaction shot there. Oh, that sounded dodgy. But yeah, so reaction shot, which might be giving away. Have you played the game, HUDs?
Have I played the game? I haven't played Untitled Goose Game, but I know Claire de Lune very well.
Yes, indeed. Do you know who the composer is?
I did, and well, we'll see.
The game screen begs to differ because it says you didn't.
Yeah, I literally was about to click it. I thought, wait, no, is it Satie? And I changed last second. Literally last second, I changed.
What did you go for?
Satie.
You went for Satie. Unfortunately not. So you lose control, and it swings back to Arg, who gets a question on music from the noughties. Arg, take a look at this.
Shout out to the comedic timing there
Finger boys.
from Royal.
What did I do?
Basically going, so did you know the composer? And then immediately went incorrect.
No, he did not. Arg, here's your question. I Got a Feeling was a 2009 hit for the Black Eyed Peas, the second single from which of their studio albums? Was it Elefunk, Monkey Business, Translation, or The End? Time. The End was the answer to that one. You remember the song?
Nope.
Tonight's
I would love
tonight's
to-
gonna be a good night. It was everywhere. Let's have
never
I
dies.
hear it.
unfortunately, you were not right on that one, so there's no opportunity to accuse, which means for question 5, HUDs, you are going to be in control, so you're going to get to answer this one, and I would encourage you, when the answer is revealed, don't react, because you don't want to give away whether you've got it right or wrong, or whether indeed you have cheated to get to the final answer. So, question number 5 is a Sonic the Hedgehog games question. And HUDs, you are in control, no pressure.
What a way to finish this, huh?
Don't ever tell him that.
Of these taxonomic ranks, which does not feature as a badnik in the Genesis version of Sonic the Hedgehog? And Zignis, thank you very much for the follow. I'll read that again. Of these taxonomic ranks, which does not feature as a badnik in the Genesis version of Sonic the Hedgehog? Options are Brachyura, Lepidoptera, Felidae, Apidae. Need an answer? Okay. Felidae is the answer. So just to go through what those are, Felidae, which is the correct one that doesn't appear, that's big cats. There are no big cats in Sonic the Hedgehog. Brachyura is crabs, so that would be crab meat. Apidae is bees, so that's the buzz bomber, which is technically a bee. And Lepidoptera, that's butterflies and moths, so caterpillar, as the larva of a butterfly, comes under that category. Now, at this point, I'm not going to reveal whether HUDs was right or not, and the pressure is now on you, Arg, to make a decision as to whether you want to accuse or not. Let me just go through your options. If HUDs was right under his own steam, there is nothing you can do at this point, and HUDs has won the game. If HUDs cheated to get here, and you accuse, then he's rumbled and Arg, you will win. If HUDs cheated to get here and you don't accuse, HUDs will win. If HUDs was wrong and you don't accuse, Arg, you will win the game. If HUDs was wrong and you do accuse, HUDs will win the game. Even if he's wrong, because he's been falsely accused. So, 15 seconds to make a decision. Do you want to accuse HUDs of cheating on this final question, not knowing whether he got it right or wrong? The decision, Arg, is yours.
See, I don't know if he knows anything about taxidermy, and that's the only thing I need to worry about. But I also don't think he knew this on his own power, but he could have guessed, so stuff it. Let's see what happens.
The accusation has been made and the famous klaxon has sounded. So, the logic seems sound enough, and you're thinking he's probably going to want to try and get the right answer, but he wouldn't know it himself, so he's going to cheat to get it. When I press the magic button, it will eliminate the loser and leave the winner, and reveal exactly what HUDs did, who's keeping an impartial poker face. I can reveal that HUDs was wrong, but got falsely accused. Arg!
played a completely straight game.
If you left it 6 more seconds, you would have won that because Hutz didn't know the answer, but he elected not to
He'd
cheat.
accuse me. I knew he'd accuse me.
The only thing that got me there was the fact that it was cat, and I'm like, he has cats. He might know this, and I'm like, no, he didn't.
Didn't have a clue, but I knew as part of my game plan of this, I wanted to make sure that you had the button because I know you can't resist pressing a button.
I want to press the button! Yay!
Oh, that was
the damn button.
truly spectacular. What a great finish. Yes, if you just let that timer run out, Arg, the pride and the day would have been yours. But as it is, it goes to Hudson. Hud 601, I will be sending you a campaign against Living Miserably sweatband as a token keepsake of your day. Thank you again. Just before we wrap up and I do the credits and what is happening there? It is time for...
Oh, Nico, why?
Our valiant runner-up, Argik, would you like to say a few words about what you do in your community? Tell everyone in the chat what you're all about, Arg.
So apparently I lied to people as was out there. Don't make me the mole. I don't like it. It's so stressful.
RNG is what it does.
No, I do a lot of speed runs. I do a lot of talking. We go really fast. We have fun with it. And we do some indie games and other shenanigans as well. Usually with the man below me here, Mr. Hudzovsky. But yeah, join us. Have some fun with that. You'll love it. It's a great time. But for now, it's lights out for me.
Oh no, bro! Come back to the light, won't you? On and here's an anonymous gift sub to Nico Hart Waffle House. Thank you very much, anonymous gifter to the Nico Hart Waffle House. And Huds, as our valiant winner, would you like to do the same? I have to wait for 15 seconds before giving another shout out. But Huds, you get started and tell us, Huds, tell us all about what you do.
I mean, I've put your audience through enough pain over the years. They know who I am and what I do, and I'm very grateful to always be invited over here to kind of see you guys, to guest host, to take part. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. But they, like I say, I've inflicted enough pain on them over the years.
Very good of you. I'll give you a shout out all the same. Oh no, have I already done it? I have to wait 41 seconds before. Did I type the wrong name? Oh, for God's sake! Did I give you a shout out? I'm going to try it one more time, and if that doesn't work, then I've obviously done something wrong. Fuck. I mean, damn. Shout out, Huds 601.
Nico saw what I saw.
I'll try it again in 20 seconds time, but let's just check in with the audience and find out what the final scores were in that department. Goodness me, there are a lot of you here, and those are the scores that you all have banked. These will be converted into pennies, which are internal channel currency here on Game Night. The yellow names are the players who were in the hot seat game. And the top 3, I think, do they get medals? I think they get medals for their medal cabinets. Rough Bricks finishing up on 90 there. Nico, I think, got 60 just before. Looking for more yellow names here, getting towards the top 20.
Wait, is it the higher the number is good, or
higher the number is good? Higher the number is good. It's the number of points you've got.
So you beat me, Ruffled. Yeah, easy.
Still yet to see any more yellow coming into the top 12 now. 1 to 12. There's Huds in at 11, as well as our champion in the studio, and our top 6. Vets, Argik, Apodo, Clive, Demolister, and Ralph with 290. Wow. But highest scoring hot seat player was Paulister, and here is our overall leaderboard of high scores of players who've been in the hot seat. There's Hud 601 taking 5th place with 170. Shape still at the top with 280. Hello, Spaniel. And I'm just going to try and shout out Hud 601 one more time. There you go. It finally worked. Well, guys, it's been a monumental pleasure. Thank you again all so much. I know how busy your schedules are and you've all got other streams to go to now. Certainly I know Huds and Arg do. But look, thanks again. Thank you for bringing your communities and trusting them with me. Just a word from me very quickly. If you are here to support the guys, today it is the 400th episode of Game Night and we are raising money for Calm, the campaign against living miserably. There is a donation button there in the chat. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen, and you're in a position to do so, do please consider heading over to the Tiltify page and giving a little bit if you can afford to, because it's all for a really good cause. I can see we have busted through the £1,000 mark. We are now at £1,040 and 68 pence, which means we will be having the music quiz live. The £1,500 milestone is Big Break Live, and let's see if we can get to that before the end of the night. I'm very much looking forward to that. For now, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you all so much. I'm going to roll the credits. I'm probably go to a short break, and then I'll decide what I'm doing next, whether we're going on to Crossfire or Cryptex next. I'll make that decision very shortly. Guys, thank you all very much once again, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you all
in the audience as well for watching, and see you for the next game. Let's go to that screen.